Welcome to this brand new character request, and we have yet another Law House route. And if you want to consider a Law House, but it's a completely different spin-off of something similar to the Law House. We have Carlota Casagrande for the Casagrandes that we're going to be talking about throughout today for this video today. And you don't have to watch the full video. She's not revealed or anything like that. There's no leaks or anything. Just to set the record straight so people won't get it confused. She hasn't been spotted, but this is just a request that I recently got for a personal fairy that someone wanted to see potentially get into the roster for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. And we're going to be talking a lot about how just the show and how I think she can play and getting to know Carlota. And this is a show that's brand new to me, and I've gotten to know the character and just some of the other characters in the family and things like that. It's something similar to the Loud House. It's a complete spin-off, and I'm going to start talking about the show in just a bit. But just first things first, the moveset is going to be in the description if you want to read through. And while you guys are watching this, you can share your thoughts on the show and maybe some other characters that you'd like to see making it into the game. And if you have another additional request that you would like to see something for a moveset like this, because I've done so many other characters in the past all the way till now, way before this game came out, you can also just drop your request in the comments, in the video comments, and then just let me know if you would like to see a moveset for some of your favorite Nicktoons, whether they're old school or just even some of the newer shows or newer Nicktoons that recently got introduced to the game. And we could just go from there. But let's just start talking about the Casagrandes and Carlota itself, and we're just gonna run through everything. And you guys can let me know what you guys think about the moveset and things that you will probably end up changing. And for those who probably seen it, I haven't seen the new movie. I haven't watched the new movie at all. And I heard it's really good, and it's really taken off. So we're gonna see what you guys think about this character. Maybe you probably pick a different Casagrande family rep or a family sibling instead of Carlota. But let's just start talking about it and just dive right into it. And we're just gonna bring up the roster, which I usually like to do, and just so you guys can see all the characters in the games that we have so far. So since we're talking Casagrandes, we'll just leave it on Lucy Lau, since it's something similar to the Lau House, so I think this will be more fitting. But the Casagrandes, if you haven't seen this show like me and now it's new to it, if you're new to it like I was, and the backstory for basically the show itself, let's just start talking about it. This is a spin-off of the Lau House that tells a story about Ronnie Ann and her family on all sorts of different adventures in this setting, or the city called the Great Lake City, which is the main city for the show. And if you've seen the Loud House, you know it's going to be something similar. And Lincoln Loud seems to be like the main character of the Loud House, or the main sibling who's usually around. And there's other Loud House members in families, so with him being the only brother and 10 sisters. So now the Casagrandes is almost something similar, but it's more than one just brother in the family when you start watching the Casagrandes. So you'll be able to see that every character has their own personalities and their different interests and the things that they're into, the things that they do. The same thing could be said for the Casagrandes. So to get to know the character, or Carlota Casagrande, she's the oldest of the Casagrande siblings and the only daughter of the family, as you can see. And when you're gonna watch the show, she has a major interest in fashion. She's a fashionista who loves to give everyone makeovers, and she also enjoys sharing her styles with Ronnie Ann, because that seems to be the main person that she really shares with all her little styles and clothing, and getting dressed up, and all things fashion is Carlota. That's what she's all about. And she's also, if you can believe it, an influencer, and she creates content of her own on her streams. So when you start watching the show, you'll be able to see her go live at some times. She's always on her phone, and she's always working on different types of content that you'll be able to see throughout the show. She'll go live and she'll share some of these makeup products that she's being sent, that she gets sent free products to review and discuss and on for her vlogs, for her stream. So it's pretty cool to see that they put this all into the show for the Casagrandes. But Carlota is the one who does all of this and all about fashion, just with all things makeup when you start watching. But that's just a little bit of the backstory and just talking about the show in general. So I definitely recommend it. And I haven't seen all the episodes. If you haven't seen the Casagrandes, I definitely think it's a good show and you guys will enjoy it, even if you have only seen a little bit of the Loud House. Casagrandes is a really good show too. So I watched a little bit of this and it helped me get to know just the characters and just other family members in the show from the Casagrandes. So we're gonna move on to the stages and we'll just put on the newest DLC character from Mr. Krabs for a little bit. So we'll move on to this. We'll start talking about the stages. And the one thing that I want to point out, we got 2 different stages from the Loud House, just as I mentioned before, from the Loud Siblings request that I did a while back, a few weeks ago. We only got 2 Loud House stages, but we don't have another Loud House member. So maybe they might end up adding a Casagrande. Someone from the Casagrandes could end up getting in. And an ideal stage that I went with was the GLC, Great Lake City, which is the main setting of the show, and it also appeared in the Loud House. So I think this will be more of an ideal place. You see how they had the Loud House in the first Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? That was the only stage that's the only stage that didn't make a return in this game. But they brought back the Royal Wood Cemetery, and then they added the Loud Castle. I think this is from the Loud movie, the Loud House movie, if I'm not mistaken. But we have 2 different stages from the Loud House. But now, if a Casagrande gets in, we could get our very first Casagrandes stage, and I can visually see it. See how it says Loud, the Casagrandes. We could get the Great Lake City, and I think it'll be very well created and very well done, and just some stages that features the water a little bit, Wild Savannah, things like that. And then the Angry Beaver stage, maybe we could get a little bit of a water scenery from the Great Lake City, and maybe just having a city in the background outside of just the rooftop rumble from the streets of New York. It'll be awesome to really see how they really implement the Great Lake City in this game. And I think this is the only stage that can make the most sense for any sort of Casagrande member. Why not add the Great Lake City to get into this game? And unfortunately for DLC characters, they don't have any stages. None of the characters for this wave 1 is just getting started. We're supposed to get Zuko at some point, but none of these characters or new fighters that's coming in here they don't have a stage. So they're not included with any sort of stages. They're just coming out solo, and then we're just getting the costumes that they contain, which I'm about to get ready to get into right now. So hopefully they consider doing some stages for either the next new fighters that come out for the next wave, because I don't think we're probably going to get any for Zuko, Rocksteady, and Iroh for the last 3 remaining upcoming fighters. I don't think we're ever going to get them, but they can come out for new stages for patches, even if they're not included with them for this DLC pack. They could come out for new patches and be included. They added new modes, rotation mode, and the stock pool and things like that. It's opening it up a little bit, so that means they could probably, what's stopping them from adding a little bit of a stage? If you could add a new team game mode and then a new online mode with rotations, it should be able to work. It'll be perfect. So for the game mode, it's time to see they did all this. They could definitely be able to do more with the stages to make the patches a little bit better by including returning stages, bring back old stages from the first game, all new and reworked from the ground up completely. Now it's time to start talking about the costumes. She has a lot of amazing costumes, and I came up with this little idea exclusively to Carlota, where they could come out with fashion style customization options with the ability to give Carlota a real makeover. because none of these characters you can't really edit really much of anything. You just press the button. See the bottom right? You just press the L1, R1, just go back and forth between the costumes that you want to select between, but there's no other additional customization options. Why not introduce that new feature for an exclusive DLC purchase, or exclusive DLC feature for Carlota herself, who's a complete, just all about fashion and just beauty and looking good and just being stylish with just all things fashion. How about a fashion styles customization fashion style option? So we'll be able to give additional unique options for a new costume feature for Carlota herself. That'll be a cool little idea, don't y'all think? So now we're gonna start talking about the additional costumes that I found a lot of different costumes. I just didn't want to just go with just one, or just three, because some of these characters, let's just go over here. SpongeBob and Patrick got the most costumes out of everybody else in the game. Every fighter, because they have the different bonus. Because when the game launched, we got the Quaster costume, and then we end up getting the elastic waistband as a pre-order bonus. But SpongeBob and Patrick have the most. They have the most costumes in the game, and I think that other fighters can definitely be able to get more. So they can definitely do some costume packs. But just some examples that I end up finding with some references. I went with Christmas Carlota, where she wears a light seafoam coat, white and maroon boots from the Very Casagrandes Christmas episode, and it makes me think of the first game of how. Of course she's not in the game, but maybe she can make a return. Helga had a Christmas outfit, and then there was Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy had a Christmas sort of outfit. They were the only two that had Christmas themed sort of costumes, because Ren and Stimpy had Christmas hats, and then Helga had a Christmas themed sort of costume. No other fighter had them, but they didn't bring them back. They ended up taking them out because they're just basic Christmas hats. But they could have brought those back. So why not have Carlota be that one character that has a Christmas outfit to represent, to bring in that sort of kind of holiday theme sort of costume. Some other ones that I end up finding, I went for the Day of the Dead, Dia de Los Muertos costume, or Dias de Los Muertos costume, where she wears her Dias de Los Muertos makeup, plum lipstick, light green dress, and a black belt with a golden skull and pink flowers from the Croaked episode. So you guys can check that one out. They got so many options. And one in particular that I went with, the La Cobra, where she dresses up as La Cobra, a villain of Falcon. So Falcon was the superhero of some of their favorite superheroes, or the favorite superhero for the comic. Because remember how the Loud House had Ace Savvy with Lincoln Loud? Falcon is the other superhero, or basically the Ace Savvy of the Casagrandes. So La Cobra is the villain and one of the villains of Falcons. So you can check this out from a dynamic do-over episode. It looks like a nice costume that she could definitely rock in this game. And speaking of superhero costumes, see how Jimmy Neutron got his? This will be awesome to really be able to see get implemented. Just with the design, this turned out perfectly. This is one of my favorite costumes in the game. See how well it looks? Imagine La Cobra for Carlota. It'll look really cool. Some additional ones I found, I went with her workout costume. This is her workout Aerobic costume that's pink and black. It's a pink and black training outfit with green shoes. So she wore this when she was faking an injury in the midst of the episode, because she didn't want to dance for Frida. To avoid dancing for Frida, she ended up faking an injury, and Ronnie Ann caught her red-handed in her room just doing workout sessions. When she was like surprised, oh, I thought you were injured. And she ended up finding out how she was just trying to get out of the dance, and she didn't even want to even go through the dance steps because her routines were just so harsh from the episode. So you guys gotta check that one out. I think that'll be a nice one too that she can wear. And then one more that I wanted to take from the same episode, her ballet folklorico that she wore later on in the episode during the spring showcase when she decided to go to the dance. So those look really good. She has so many good costumes. So those are the ones that I ended up going with for her costume, alternate costumes, if you want to call it that, for options. She could have so many, and I think she would be able to exceed SpongeBob and Patrick or costumes in all seriousness, because she has so many different outfits. She'll definitely be able to just surpass Patrick and SpongeBob as far as the costumes that they have, since they both have the most costumes in the game from what they featured and so much more. So I don't want to just keep going on and on with the costumes, because just again, there's so many that she can wear. So I picked some of the best ones that I thought looked the best, even from watching some of the episodes and things. Especially, I would say, her ballet folklorico, and then when she wore to the spring showcase, and La Cobra. I think those are my top favorite costumes that I would like to see her wear in the game if they end up adding her for a new playable character. Now it's time for the taunts and animations. So a character I was thinking about is how you see how April has her camera and, you know, just being a reporter and things like that. One of her taunts stood out to me where she takes a little bit of a selfie. So let me see. That's just one of her older taunts where she does a little stretching. But if you guys play as April, I'm just run y'all through this. So I gave her a fashion selfie taunt, and just with some of the things that she could say, I totally rock this look. It's just some of the things that she would say, just to reference the show, because that's what she says. So Carlota can take a quick selfie and battle, and you see how I brought up April. She takes a selfie with her camera, with one of her cameras, with one of, I think it's her down taunt, the down directional taunt. I could be wrong, or maybe it's the up. I think it's the up directional taunt where she takes an actual selfie. It made me think of how April has that some kind of similar taunt, but it's gonna be better. She's gonna have a much better sort of selfie that she does in style. So Carlota could take a quick selfie of battle, and it's similar to how just I mentioned. It's how April takes a picture with one of her bonus taunts. So I think that'll be something that she can definitely do on the battle for one of her taunts. And then some others that I came up with a taunt with spraying perfume, you know, just for her fashion. So Carlota can stay fresh at all times during the battle by spraying herself with her perfume, with one of her fashion perfumes. And then when she sprays herself with her perfume, she can scream in excitement, and then she can say perfecto, because it's just one of her lines in the show. Perfecto. After a nice little spray, staying fresh and so clean with the perfume. And I got this from the Loudest Mission Relative Chaos episode. So you guys can really be able to check that out and really see it. And that's how I end up coming up with that idea for additional alternate additional taunt for her to use. It's some of the quotes that I just wanted to throw in there. Makeover time. And this seems to be fitting for her character for this game, because she's all about fashion and she's just so into makeup. And then when she spawns in for a little bit of interest quote, "Hey guys, Carlota Casagrande here." It's what she says for her vlogs, but she can say that when she comes out on the battlefield, because every character has something that they say. A little bit of an interest quote, something like that. It could be something that she could do. So, a winning animation, I just think that she'll be able to, she could probably say that, "Hey guys, Carlota Casagrande here," and just strike a pose. Just something like that, or take a selfie, take pictures. Just some of those animations they could put together. You know, it was a little bit tough just trying to think of other things that she could say and things that she could do. But that's all I could really come up with as far as her taunts and animations. Because, you know, she's just all about her makeup and things like that. You know, maybe the perfume could be utilized as some kind of winning animation and things like that. And they can definitely get creative with this character. So I think these would be really cool to see, just with the taunts, with the fashion selfie, spraying perfume, and things like that, and just some of the things that she could say for her reactions. So my favorite part is the moveset that I came up with. I think she has some great moveset potential and what she could do. I even gave her a summon, and what I wanted to do with Carlota is make her unique, because she has so many different, she'll have different projectiles. Sometimes see how Jenny has different projectiles that she could fire with her arsenal. They didn't even use all of what she can do. They did only some of the tools that she has in her kit with some of the gadgets that she has. Same thing goes for Jimmy Neutron. Jenny and Jimmy, they both have their own kit of projectiles and so much a huge supply of offense that can be utilized on the battlefield. So I wanted to use some of her makeup for some offense to make her really just a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. So for the moveset, I came up with her hair whip attack. And you know, speaking of someone with the hair, see Gerald with his haircut, he uses his hair, so sometimes he'll as part of his grab attacks. I think he'll launch you to the side with his hair. I forgot which one it was. One of those directional grabs, where a character that uses their hair. Not even just Gerald, Amber does too with her hair. So I wanted to give her a much upgraded version of her hair that she can be able to have range with it. So just for starters, a hair whip attack where Carlota can use her long ponytail to use it and attack and enemies as for a combo. See, and I got this move from the VIP episode when she flicked Carl away when he was trying to start mocking her and making fun of her. I think it was before the dance. It was before the spring showcase. She actually used her hair to knock Carl way off the screen, and that gave me the perfect idea. This would definitely be good for her attack. And I also used it for her recovery, which I'm going to get into later. So her hair whip attack is going to be perfect for combos. It's for her to be able to, you know, to hit you, and it's going to have bigger range than Ember's, because Ember can only use her hair for her grabbing animation, and then I think it's her upstrong, where her hair just lights on fire when you're above her. So I wanted to do more with that for Carlota. So that's one of the moves I came up with. The next move, Club Soda. Carlota can be able to shake up a bottle of soda quickly and spray, and it'll push back all enemies. Something similar to what Jimmy Neutron has. I forgot the name of the gadget. And I was also thinking of Lincoln Loud's water gun. I almost wanted to call it a super soaker. Remember those super soakers from way back then? For little water guns for the summer. I was thinking about Lincoln Loud's water gun and Jimmy Neutron's gadget that he uses that has that air push, but with her club soda, it's gonna be better and it's gonna have a bigger push. Because I think they changed it. I'm not sure if it's bugged or not for Jimmy Neutron. It doesn't even push you back that much like it used to. So I feel like they messed that up. But with her club soda, she'll be able to spray, and she'll be able to push back all enemies. And just like she says, it gets everything out. So this was used on Charles's lucky calculator that she ruined in the adolescence episode, when she thought she was going out with Charles, who wanted to meet at the library as one for her tutor. Charles was just her tutor for class, but she had it twisted and confused, and she ended up spraying him with the club soda on accident, but just to try to fix his lucky calculator. I thought this would be a cool little move and a silly move to have for her moveset, for the club soda, and it could be utilized for her moveset pool. Now a summon. See how Rocco can bring out his pet Spunky, and let's try to see who else has a summon. Almost Gertie has something, but he doesn't come out that often. He comes out by random chance. Abner from Hey Arnold, Abner the pig, that counts as one, but he doesn't come out that often when prompt. So Spunky would be the one that can really come out as the, you know, be considered the summon. I don't think any of these other characters have a summon. He does have Karen, but to come out for assist, so I think that would count too. But I would say with Rocco and Spunky, I wanted to do something with Sergio the Parrot, if you guys remember him. Sergio the Parrot is the beloved pet parrot in the show from the family, from the Casagrandes, from the Casagrande family. So I went with Sergio the Parrot as a summon from Carlota, and Carlota will be able to call Sergio onto the field to attack all opponents. And just I picked this because not many characters in this game have a character summon for their move pool. I almost completely forgot about Goddard. So just Rocco, Jimmy Neutron, Plankton, things like that, and then a little bit. Yeah, I guess that was it, because he doesn't bring him out. He doesn't bring out his teddy bear, Pookie. He used to do that from the first game. So I wanted to do something like that with Sergio for something a little bit different. So Sergio will be able to speak complete sentences. The developers can really make this unique. Sergio can also talk in the show. He has his own reactions and things like that, and his different takes in the Casagrandes. So Sergio will be able to speak complete sentences, and with him being able to watch Carlota's back, it'll be a great distraction who can fly around and home in on all enemies on the battlefield on his own with his beak attacks. So instead of just having to have him, you know, just with Goddard, because with Jimmy Neutron and Goddard, you can have manual control. But it's going to be different for Sergio. Sergio's going to have a mind of its own, so you could continue to play as Carlota, get your combos, you know, things like that, and get your moves, and then your enemies and your opponents during the battles for free-for-all and different types of modes, they're going to be distracted with Sergio. So he's going to be flying around attacking everybody on the field, even if it's a 4-player free-for-all or a 2v2. He's going to be flying around on his own and attack occasionally, and he's just going to be this major distraction. So you're just going to be trying to block Sergio's attacks, but Carlota's going to be putting the pressure on you. So you're just going to have to pick your poison. Do you just take the damage from Sergio and just focus on Carlota, or do you want to focus on Sergio? So I think that'll be really cool to really see them implement if they go with him. And I wanted to just include him as something cool for an idea. My next move, I went and called this walk-in text, because Carlota is usually always on her phone, and I was trying to think of someone like, you know, Squidward. See how he plays his clarinet and those notes come out, and they sometimes can go potentially full screen. Her walk-in text ability, Carlota is going to be on her cell phone, and you know, just considering the fact that she's always on her cell phone and she's an online influencer, she's a fast texter, and she'll be able to create all sorts of floating emojis that can damage both nearby and further opponents across the field. And with this, she'll also be able to move while texting on her phone. That's why I call it walk-in text. And I got this from the Trend Game episode. So I thought this could fit her and be very dangerous and a cool little move to fit her style, and it'll also pay a good tribute to her character and from the show and what she does as an online influencer. And if you've seen this, when she starts testing, you can see all these different emojis come out of her phone. Why not have those be the projectiles that could be created while she's talking while she's walking and texting, or texting on her phone? Maybe she'll probably be neutral. They can probably play around with that, have her be neutral and standing still. But I think adding the ability to walk and text will be even more dangerous, because you're going to have all these emojis coming after you, and they'll be able to hit you with these little projectile attacks. And like a little bit of a unique version with using the slime mechanic, with her slime version of this move, she's going to be able to text even faster, and way more of the emojis are going to come out a lot more quicker, because she's so fast when she's typing on her phone in the show. When you watch the show, you'll be able to see how quick she is with her phone and just texting. That'll be cool to see improvise or just implement it just with the mechanics, and it'll be even one of the best projectile attacks in the game for a new fighter. And Carlota could definitely bring that to the field. It'll be really awesome to see if they do something like that. Her next move, I called it Sweet Scent. And I was kind of thinking, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about Pokemon when I was trying to think of this move, but I wanted to do something different with it. So the Sweet Scent attack, or the Sweet Scent, Carlota is going to be able to spray her perfume to temporarily stun enemies up close. And I was thinking about Ember's her move when she plays that certain her solo act sort of ability. If you're close enough, she'll be able to stun you. So with the Sweet Scent, she's gonna spray you with perfume, and you're gonna be stunned for a temporary, a little amount of time. And if there's no one nearby, one thing additional I wanted to add to it. So let's say she doesn't have anyone nearby. I wanted to at least have something that could be a projectile to give it some more of a unique look on the field. So with the Sweet Scent, even if you're not close, a cloud of perfume will linger on the field for a brief period of time before it disappears. So, oh, well, you're not close, I'm not going to be able to get you, but that perfume, that cloud of perfume with that scent is still going to be lingering throughout the field in the air. Maybe they can have it move on its own, like it'll start on the ground and then start floating. They could do something like that just to make it a little bit unique, just with her ability with the Sweet Scent with her perfume. Why not utilize that, using her perfume, things like that? And then I also went with her next move, her makeup products, as additional projectile attacks, where Carlota can be able to throw her makeup products that feature lipstick, eyebrow pencils, highlighter, bronzer, and more. And each product can deal each makeup product can deal in vary with when it comes to a specific amount of damage. Because remember how in the first game with Garfield's pies, he would throw a cream pie and then a regular, I think it was strawberry pie. Things like that. He had two different pies and they did certain things. These makeup products that she throws across the screen for projectiles are going to deal a specific amount of damage. So they're not going to do the same amount. It's just going to be random, depending on what she is throwing. Between the lipstick, eyebrow pencils, and all that kind of stuff, they can really play around with the damage percentage and see which one they want to do the most. So see how I wanted to use some of her stuff that she actually does in the show and bring that to life for her moves. That's all I really wanted to do. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the recovery in her super, or her ultimate attack. So her recovery move, I've used her magic ponytail, I just called it. I used her hair, and Grandma Gertie has some kind of grapple. It'll be something better than that. And then Mr. Krabs has his little fishing rod to grab hold of the ledge. But it's going to be something similar to those two. But with her magic hair ponytail, it's going to have almost something like the similar range of Mr. Krabs, of his fishing rod, but it's going to have bigger range, almost similar to how Mikey had his nunchucks be his little grapple. It could be something like that for his range, as far as range, where Carlota can not only use her hair as a weapon, but she's going to be able to extend it to grab hold of any ledge to break her fall for a recovery. I couldn't think of anything else that I wanted to bring out in as far as a recovery. How can she recover? How can she get back onto the stage when she can't fly or anything like that, like Aang can and Korra, when they with their powers being, avatars, and their ability to fly and catch themselves using fire bending, jetpack. She doesn't have none of that stuff in these fancy gadgets that'll be able to save herself for as far as equipment. So I wanted to use her hair, and I think that makes the most sense for her to use for a recovery. Now for an ultimate attack, I don't want to just keep doing the same thing as far as just having, let's make a move and manual. Now I wanted to utilize the mechanics that they use, so once you use the super, it's just gone. So a character I thought of was Ember again, as far as this attack, and I called her super superstardom. So Carlota has risen to superstardom and can perform with her idol and the world famous pop star singer Elisa. on stage, launching all enemies away. Almost something similar to how you see how Ember performs on stage. It'll be some kind of version of that, but it's going to be different because she's going to be singing and performing with Elisa, the pop star. So maybe they can have her pop in for a little bit when she successfully hits you with her superstardom. Because she's an online influencer, and she even got noticed by Elisa, her pop star singer, her all-time favorite idol and pop star singer that she looks up to and things. So she even got noticed by the pop star singer and so much more in the episode, and she even got to hang out with her and things like that. So I thought this would probably be something cool, and it could be something similar to Ember Super, but with changes included, because Elisa and Carlota can definitely do this performance together and just be able to just launch you away. So I thought that'll be something that they can probably do for a super. I was gonna probably just give her like infinite makeup products where she could just launch everything, go crazy with all the emojis all over the screen, and just all that stuff, all that chaos going on. But I just wanted to just try using the slime meter in full for a one-time only sort of special, and see if she can hit you with it, and it can definitely do some good damage. Of course, every super and ultimate in this game does 40%, so it's just going to do the same amount, of course. But I just thought this would be more fitting so she can reach her full potential and hit the superstar, being the superstar that she wants to be, and being able to have the pop star singer Elisa on stage for some kind of amazing, phenomenal performance as an ultimate. I thought that'll be fitting for her. So I really hope that they probably end up consider getting the Casagrandes. Maybe they'll go that route. Maybe Link and Lao probably won't end up coming back. Who knows? But there's other characters outside of just Link and Lao and the Lao House characters. They can probably end up going the route of getting a Casagrande family member or a sibling. You know, he is in the background for the Lao Castle, so he could definitely have a good chance to return. But I wouldn't be surprised if we end up possibly seeing a Casagrande sibling or someone of like running in, make it into wave 2. They could do stuff like that for the future, just for some ideas and more. But I really hope that they consider bringing new shows. At least it'll be a new rep, because we have too many reps and the characters for some of these shows that's stacking up. We need new shows. The Casagrandes can definitely be a new rep, and I think Carlota would definitely be a really cool character to put together and a lot of fun to play with. Carlota Casagrande, or they can end up getting a different Casagrande member or sibling. Never know. But I definitely had fun putting this together, and let me know what you guys think of the ideas. If you guys would probably change around some of the animations, or maybe some of her moves and things like that. I think I made the best moveset for her that can make the most sense for any sort of potential Casagrande character to get into Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, because it fits her character, her personality, and what she does in the show. So just trying to make it make sense instead of just coming up with random moves, things like that. So I definitely had fun with this one, but let me know what you guys think, and if you got any more additional character requests you want to mention and drop in the comments, you can. Hopefully get some more new shows, and then maybe we'll probably have the patch out soon for Zuko if it doesn't get delayed any further.